Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Pam. Hey, Janelle. Yeah, it wasn't working right. Pretty nice day today. Getting a little rain over here. Good, Stephanie. How you doing? Sitting here taking it easy. You hear me okay? Hey, Shaniqua, how you doing? Well, Anna, today while I was down there screwing around the lake, I saw a bird. I didn't look it up yet. I mean, I passively looked it up, but I couldn't find it. I think it was a tern. It looked like a seagull kind of, but it was like thinner. And this thing was knifing through the air sideways, upside down. It looked like a skinny seagull. It had a solid black head and a white body. And it'd be flying like hell, all of a sudden collapse its wings, go into a dive, and hit the water. It sounded like an arrow hit the water, go like that. It'd be underneath the water for about 20 seconds. I'm not kidding you. It'd pop out of the water flying and start it all over again. I got a picture of it. I'll upload later. Solid black head, all white body, looked like a skinny seagull. Hey, Mark. I tell you, that's the most impressive flight I've ever seen of a bird. This thing looked like it was doing 100 miles an hour. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I was up at that lighthouse. Yeah, kind of nice up there. Just take it easy. It's Stephanie. She loves that polka. Yeah, I know. I mean, I think certain things. Go, Stephanie. Well, I got down to 21 last night. That's cold. It's going to get cold tonight as well. What's it about? It's about baking chocolate cakes and mailing them overnight. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah, sure is. It's been windy too. I gotta find a better. Hey, Lisa. Pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. I've been just screwing around, taking photos, reading, bored. As soon as this damn break's over, I'm gonna hit the road. See, Wisconsin straightened out theirs till through the month of May, and I have to head down around Illinois. Hey, Mari, how you doing? Mari, that's interesting what you said about that marina. That makes sense. Oh, good for you, Mom. Yeah, you're right, Lana. Yep. Watch a couple of hours. I don't know. It's on one of those shows, like documentary on marijuana. It's pretty interesting. You know, I never realized that the United States was like screwing around with people in marijuana back in the 30s. It's crazy. Marijuana is considered a Schedule 1 drug and morphine's a Schedule 2. That sounds like a government program. So Mari, legally, a nurse, so you're in that sovereign nation thing, which isn't that technically regulated by the feds in a way, Mari? Kinda. I mean, my question is here, it would seem to me that smoking marijuana on reservations would be disallowed. Am I right? Yeah, it's working, Miss Emo. Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it, Lisa? I couldn't believe how far back they were having marijuana issues, federal jurisdiction. So now, so on the reservation then, are these Indian reservation police officers deputized as state or federal agents? Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. Huh. I don't get the Schedule 1 marijuana being a Schedule 1 drug, but it's like autism, you know? It's like, there's a lot to it on the scale. Yeah, I thought it was very good, Lisa. Sure did, yeah. And the THC in it, and thought it was really interesting how one of the benefits of the dispensaries is, you know, making sure there's not mold and chemicals, and I never thought of that. Oh, okay, interesting. Huh. Huh. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard to get a straight scoop on what the Fed's problem is with this. Hey, Snowy, how you doing? Oh, okay, cross-deputized, okay. That's interesting. Mara, you don't know, aren't familiar with any studies done on this alcohol tolerance in Indians. Do you know of any studies to cite? Any recent research? Oh, interesting. Oh, you could. Okay. Huh. I thought it was interesting in that documentary too that, you know, they consider it money laundering. The Fed, since it's illegal, which is why they can't, you know, deposit their money in a bank. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I wonder why they wouldn't go with cryptocurrency. Yeah, you look at glaucoma, chronic pain, phantom pain. It seems to, like I've told people before, watch Dr. Claw, Clauw, Dr. Daniel Claw. He gives a lecture, a University of Michigan pain expert, and he's both feet in on marijuana. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I would have liked to listen in on that. Oh, really, Massimo? Okay. Oh, no kidding, huh? Now, where are you located? Oh, interesting. I thought it was also interesting the THC levels and how the marijuana today isn't the marijuana of the old days. It's just so conflicting to have a state that rationalizes and makes it legal, and a federal government that thumbs its nose at it. I mean, somebody's full of shit. And I don't rule that out, coward. Oh, okay, interesting. Huh. Amongst American Indians, Murray, how is the ratio with diabetes? You know, you like those Wolverines, huh, Massimo? Hamilton, Canada, huh? Huh. Oh, I'll look that up. Thank you. You do. Now, is that because of weight issues or something else? There you go, Lelox. Hey, Crosso. It depends. If you're smoking weed, I wouldn't agree with that. And also, there's too many variables. The amount you drink, the type you drink. I mean, I don't think alcohol is 100% bad, but I don't think inhaling smoke in your lungs is good under any fashion. Yeah, that's really true. I've never tried weed. Can you believe that? Just never interested me. I never had like an inclination to smoke. It's weird. Oh, okay, Mari. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I do. I do think that overall, alcohol is, if you're going to sit down and decide, gee, should I drink or not, you're better off deciding not to. You'll get these wine and liquor and beer companies lobby to make it look like it's good for your circulation and it's got antioxidants and blah, blah, blah. But I think if you stuck to that protocol, you'd drink a lot less of it. Yeah, I hate the smell of it. That's part of the reason. You believe though that it makes you lazy. Yeah, weed Schedule 1. Yeah, and morphine's number 2. Yeah, no, yeah. I can remember even when I was in high school, I mean, everybody was really worried about drinking and driving, so it's been around a while. My dad drank a fifth a day for 50 years, never got a ticket or was in an accident, and never missed a day of work, and worked all the overtime he could. I had a grandfather lived just a couple weeks of 100 that drank like hell too, smoked. Thank you, Howard. Mark, do you ever get a DUI? Yeah, probably is. You'd wonder why human beings though would gravitate towards substances with consequences like that. So those damn dopamine levels. I noticed in that show on marijuana that they talked about a lot of people lose their job if they get charged and convicted of a crime. I mean, I can understand that in some aspects. They didn't really differentiate between like a misdemeanor and a felony and blah, blah, blah. There you go, Stephanie. Yeah, but Mari, I think overall it's overeating. Yeah, Lucky's got a lot to do with it. Hey, Goldie. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? That is for sure. I think that, from a horticultural standpoint, I think it's interesting marijuana. Honestly, though, I had quite a few pit bulls in my life, which were great dogs. I went through court with them one time. First of all, I wouldn't have a dog that was vicious or aggressive. I just wouldn't. But I lived in Dearborn, Michigan. And they tried to make me get rid of them. That's my hobby when I think I'll do things for the principle. And even though pit bulls are great dogs, they used to be a sign of wealth. Petey on the Little Rascals was a pit bull. The RCA logo dog was a pit bull. I mean, it kind of turned around and they were villainized for years. But to be honest with you, by and large, I just didn't like the people that I dealt with that wanted to buy pit bulls. And I think I'd have the same issues even if I was making $1 million a year running a marijuana dispensary. I looked at that documentary last night, and all those people coming in there look just like the kind of people that I would expect to be heavy marijuana smokers. That's your right, and it's legal, and have at it, but I'd really rather do something else. Just not my group of people. Yeah, that's possible too, yeah. I don't know, like on teenage smoking and stuff like that, if it's down or up or what. I find it interesting down, in Detroit now here, a lot of hepatitis, a lot of sexually transmitted diseases, and they're worried about catching the flu. It's crazy to me. Yeah, I did, Massimo. I did see that. Yeah. No, I know all the methane. I was noticing that today. You see some of that runoff that foams up on the edges of beaches and ponds. Yeah, the methane they create and the disproportionate amount of food for the yield. On the other hand, I don't really think it's fair to villainize farmers. You get the media and a big enough group of people behind anything, you can make anybody look like a serial killer just because they're raising pork. I mean, I'm wary of their motive. Well, if you look at meat and you look at like trace minerals, I mean, other than cholesterol, I mean, and you look at the metabolism and how a human body's set up, I mean, there really aren't many avenues to get that amount of protein for your body weight other than through meat. So my opinion is the human body's set up to eat meat. Otherwise, you'd have a hard time making it. I mean, the AMA now they suggest one serving of red meat a week. That's it. Yeah, how we started. That's true. Yeah, and they support chicken and fish. Yeah, you're right. The Flintstones. I got a new deep fryer today. My other one quit. The thermostat broke on it. I made some deep fried catfish in peanut oil. It's good as hell. I don't like that air fryer bullshit either. If you use good peanut oil and you don't let it break down, when you take that fish out of the fryer, it doesn't even hardly leave any residue on a napkin. Not at all. Now, it will as it breaks down, and that's when I know to change it. But hell with that air fryer bullshit. Old dried ass auto crap. It's amazing how they force feed these ideas to people. Yeah, eggs. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay. Huh. Do you eat the yolk, Mari, or just the white? Yeah, I think it's the best way. I agree, Lynn. I agree. Yeah. Right on, Jackie. Yeah, I don't like the air fryer idea. I like fresh fish. Yeah, I probably did. Those were cool looking boats up there. Leland was having a little issue there with that fishing town flooding, and I don't know if they ever resolved that or not. Do you know the guy? Is that where they own the little microbrewery? Excuse me. Oh, it was so nice to sneeze without a mask on. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Mark. 80-20 hamburger. I'll tell you one little tidbit I thought was kind of interesting. As you know, if you're a meat eater, it's the fat that makes it taste good. If you look at filet mignon, blah blah blah. You look at hamburgers, and you're getting brainwashed through the meat. I shouldn't say brainwashed. They're trying to tell you how to live a healthier lifestyle. And if you look at that lean hamburger, I mean, you can't even hardly hear it cooking in a broiler. And just for the hell of it, when I went and got a hamburger, which I hardly ever do, through Five Guys up in Gaylord when they first did the lockdown, and I got bullshit with the guy. And that place is expensive. I mean, you can eat a 2,200 calorie lunch, no problem. And we got talking, and I said, I'm just out of curiosity, on your hamburger, what's the ratio, the fat ratio? And he said, it's 75-25. Well, there you go. Now you know why they taste so damn good. You'd have a hard time even buying 75-25 in a grocery store because everybody's thinking low fat, lean, blah, blah, blah. That's why when you go to Five Guys, you think, man, this hamburger is great. That's why. It's not great for you, but it tastes good. Oh my God, what a nightmare. So they actually did that, Murray, huh? Huh. No, to the end of the month. No, big time, Lynn. I've experimented all different kinds of ways. 80-20 is the way to go. Hey, Golik, how you doing? Yeah, my wife was vegan her whole damn life. Still is. When I met her in college, she wasn't eating meat. She eats a lot of cheese. Yeah, I tried the vegetarian route a few times. It's just, if they said, hey, you're going to live to 100 as a vegetarian or 80 eating meat, I'd go the 80 eating meat. It's just a decision I made. These health group organizations make it sound like you eat a hot fudge sundae and you're going to die the next day. Yeah, I will give them packages. Yeah, when I go down there, which won't at least be for another 10 days. Yeah, you can go ahead and send it to me. I got a stack of stuff from, a couple trips ago. Oh, thank you, Miss Ema. I appreciate it. Thank you. I got my share of enemies too, believe me, plenty of them. Just type in chosen one in the search bar and see all the crap that comes up. Yeah, Michigan's a great state. 80-30, holy God. Better have a good cardiologist. Now, Mara, you have access to that whitefish all the time, don't you? Get it whenever you want. Do you still have to buy that like through an Indian purveyor, or how's that work with you? I think the Indians can. I've heard guys bitch about it. They can net whitefish as many as they want all year round. That could be not true. But do you get as much whitefish as you want whenever you want? Yeah, moderation. I mean, I don't think everything, but I think most things. And yeah, you're right. They're more prevalent in Lake Superior, but there is a hookup for whitefish for you if you want one, isn't there? Because I know they catch whitefish in those boats that you're talking about in Leland. If you're talking to me, Miss Emo, I'm 183 miles from Detroit and 183 miles from Sault Ste. Marie. Lake Huron's 45 miles. Lake Michigan's 60. No, there's not in Graham. They go out to Lake Michigan. No, you're right. But they get them out in Lake Michigan. Yeah, my dad worked on the Ambassador Bridge when they were building it. No kidding. Oh, that's cool, Miss Emo. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Huh. Niagara Falls. Let me think about that. I can look it up on my phone. Last time I was there about 3 years ago. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second here. Of course, it would depend which way that I would go there. 357 miles, 5.5 hour drive. Oh, I ate a lot of shrimp or salmon. Yeah, I do. I'm going to cook shrimp tomorrow for my dinner. I get the raw ones. It's surprising. It takes like, I don't want to say guts, but I don't want to say confidence. I mean, God, you're cooking shrimp. But it's surprising how little time, if you let shrimp that are raw unthaw, how little bit of time you need to have them in a deep fryer without wrecking them. Oh, okay, Messina. Niagara Falls is cool. Last time I was there, I'd say 3 years ago. I thought I was in Pakistan. The American side's a dump. The Canadian side's nice. It's no kidding. Beautiful though. Hey Penny, how you doing? How's it going? Anybody know what kind of bird that is I saw today maybe? I half-assed looked for it and I couldn't find it. Looks like a skinny seagull. I think it's some kind of tern. Fast as hell, just knifing through the air, left and right, upside down, right, left. And it'd get up, collapse its wing, go in the water. It made like an arrow sound when it hit the water. Be down there for 15 seconds. It'd pop out of the water flying. Hey, Penny. Yeah, USA is huge. Oh, good for you, Penny. This was an interesting bird, though. I'm thinking it might have been a bird off course. Hell of a flyer, though, I'll tell you that. That blows the hummingbird away. I mean, this bird was making such sharp turns. You'd think his wings would break off. Excuse me. I sneezed. Don't call the police. And if I had to sneeze in public now, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably just start running. Hopefully I would make it out the door. See, this is a black-headed gull. They're only in Europe, so I don't know what this thing was. Sure would like to know, though. It's cool looking. I think it was some kind of tern. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mark. I do see him, but not that much. See, this thing was white, and black head. I got a photo of it. I'll upload it tomorrow. It was hard to photograph. The thing was hauling ass. But it's not a black gull. Maybe it's a skimmer. Yeah, I've seen probably 6 eagles in the last 3 weeks. I never see them when I'm out there Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. No, not a cormorant. No, there's plenty of those. That's an interesting bird. Their cousin in Florida has to dry its wings. The northern version do not. I think it's a. Hold on. It's. I think this. Oh, I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, it's a Bonaparte's gull. Bonaparte's gull. Yeah, they described it perfectly. Bonaparte's gull. Yeah, eagles are beautiful, great flyers, very fragile. You look at an eagle wrong and it falls off the branch. I rehabbed some baby eagles when I worked at a wildlife rehab place. Never. I was just reading about partridges and the problem they're having with them in Europe. No, never. I saw one I shouldn't say never. I saw one about a month ago. And that's the first one I'd seen in years. Part of the problems with the partridge has been the low snow levels. You look at the Great Lakes, which are beautiful. I love them, but I don't know. I think the salmon idea was stupid. I think they guessed wrong on that. You look at the alewife population, and I'm just not a fan of stocking. They damn near ate every fish that was left. Yeah, eagles are beautiful. Yep. I'll tell you a funny thing. We would get eagles once in a while that were hit by a car or something. And you look at an eagle and you would think, this thing is just going to bite my fingers off. It's the opposite. What we would do is we'd put some gloves on and we put these things on our forearms. And you would grab this eagle, even if he was injured, and he'd clamp down with his talons on your arm. And you could pat him on the head, touch his beak. They make this cooing sound. It almost sounds like a pigeon or a dove. They're not one bit aggressive, trying to get away from you or bite you. These big, beautiful, yellow, blinking eyes. I learned a lot of things working at that place. Which one? The one on Michigan Avenue, Miss Emo? Yes. Okay, United Clams. Yeah, that's Saginaw Bay where I was at today. People get mad when you say Lake Huron. That's rich walleye fishing. Very interesting ecological place. That's actually a flooded plains. It's an Indian name, Nyang Sung, or let me look this up. But it's a hell of a it's for duck hunting, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't enjoy hunting, but it's a flooded plains where they actually flood it and manage wildlife there. And it's really a beautiful area. I was at the Nyanquing Point State Wildlife Area. That's where I was at, spelled Nayangquing. Nyanquing Point State Park Wildlife Area. It's a flooded, managed wetlands, really. Yeah, BIMS is still open, but I don't think for long. That area is dead. Good night, Mark. Yeah, there's just, you can tell it's still early for bird migrating season, but it doesn't bother me. I go out there anyway. Never know what you're going to see. I did see a couple other birds. I really don't know what they are. I'll look them up later. You got to really be paying attention to. Oh yeah, I'll spell it for you. You got to really pay attention to birds. You think you just go out there and sit on a chair and all these great birds go by? Not at all. I'd say I'm a novice. I'm sure I'm missing all sorts of birds all damn day long. I mean, I like birds, but I'm not a fanatic about it. This area is great. Nobody's ever there. Two big spots to it. Fascinating how they manage it. Once in a, I rehab some owls too, yeah, but I rarely ever see them in the wild. I'll hear them once in a while, but hardly ever. No, I never tried. I never got high once. Hey, Lion, how you doing? Oh, thanks, Stephanie. It's so much different, this area, Mari, than where you live. You should take a drive over there and check it out. You can go by all the famous cheese places. And there's a state park near there. It's a beautiful area. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. No, you know, I don't. I hardly ever listen to the radio. I don't even listen to the radio when I'm driving. I'm always like thinking where I'm going to go. I'm in West Branch, Michigan, Angela, about 185 miles north of Detroit. It is, Mari, it is. Beautiful sandy beaches. I mean, it's designed for, you know, its functional use. It's all controlled by locks and pumps. I took some photos and videos, but I never uploaded them because I figured most people think it was just like boring. But and they're all automated, so they just can in a cyclical cycle of, you know, habitat and the way it goes. Hey, Juanita, how you doing? Yeah, really, really love watching it. All sorts of fish swimming around, and I see turkeys all the time, rarely pheasants. The most pheasants I see are in downtown Detroit, believe it or not. The turkeys everywhere all the time. Oh, okay, Vecino. Interesting. Oh, really? English Lake District? Yeah. Where's that at? Right. Well, I'll tell you, that whole area, though, the bay, you know, is not as bad as other parts of like Lake Huron because it's protected. So you don't get the erosion there that you get in the other areas of the lakes. Yeah, that's what the Navy says their biggest enemy is rust. You know, they're interesting, Angela. I watch a lot of neurosurgery lectures for some reason. And now I'm getting geared up for these planet aquariums. I don't know what wild turkey tastes like. I see them all over the place, though. Yeah, I don't know if that fits the nutritional requirements of wild rice. I don't know. It looks like, I mean, I don't know anything about it, but to look out there, it looks like one big giant rice paddy. But that doesn't mean there's rice out there, you know what I mean? I really don't know anything about it. Pigs are smarter than dogs. It's interesting how a pig could evolve with that kind of IQ. And it's the environment that human beings put them in that make them dirty. It's not their own volition. Hey Terry, how you doing? Any of you guys ever had any of that skin cancer? Anybody out there have it? No, everybody I know that has a drone uses it for a week and puts it in the closet, never uses it again. There's just something about me that hates the idea of taking a drone out to a wildlife area and flying it around. I mean, I think the scenes are cool, but it doesn't interest me that much. The tail end, I was young then, the tail end of the riots. I was like in my teens. I never saw them or anything, but it'd be on the news and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's tall grass. Yeah, that's why I keep like having a beard, shaving it off, having a beard. It's actually a topical form of chemotherapy. I haven't used it in a long time. It's called Aldera. And you put it on for 3 weeks. Yeah, I've had basal cell, squamous cell, actinic keratosis. So I'm giving myself a treatment. It makes you look like you're going to drop dead after about a week. You put it on all the spots that you have. This is like my 5th day. I'm going to use it through the first week of May. I mean, it looks like you don't know what a person has. I mean, I can see why people don't want to use it. I don't really care though. I don't think I'd be putting a picture on a dating site after using it. I mean, it looks like you've got some terminal disease. Not yet with me, but it will. Oh, okay. Yeah, most sun exposure as a kid, particularly. Yeah, my parents were so ignorant on that. Yeah, me too, United. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. They say it's the burns in your youth. I mean, it's not, it doesn't turn into melanoma. They're entirely different. But it's good to nip it in the bud if you can. It sucks using it. I should have used it earlier in the year. I just didn't. The less sun exposure, the better. It's very effective, though. You can use nitrous oxide. Go to a dermatologist and freeze it off, but it takes too long after you get a lot of it over the years. Yeah, I've read some pretty good studies on vitamin D deficiency, and there are plenty of people with vitamin D deficiencies in the summertime that are out in the sun all day long. So it's not 100% accurate. Most people with some kind of cardiac conditions are low on vitamins D, and they don't know why. Yeah, I believe it, United. Yeah. Oh, okay. You sure in basal cell, you should be able to take care. Get some Aldera. Get some Aldera, Harold. Get your doctor to write you for a tube of it. It'll take care of it fine. They've got the Mohs procedure, MOHS. It's the biggest clinic in the country, the University of Michigan. But I mean, it works, but I think it's overkill for a lot of topical skin cancers if you catch it early enough. Hey, BJ, how you doing? You're right. Although it does have carcinogens in it. This is a fact, Massimo. Barbecued, charred foods have additional risk for sure. Yeah, but Stephanie, like I said, there are plenty of people with vitamin D deficiencies that get plenty of sun. So it's not, everybody acts like you just go out in the sun and everything's going to be fine. Not really. That's why if you're really deficient, they'll give you 50,000 units. You can't even buy a pill that big in the drugstore. Yeah, almost all cardiology patients have vitamin D issues. I agree with you, Massimo. Yeah, I'm the same way. No, charcoal's the way to go. It never makes any sense to me why people barbecue food on a gas grill outside. Why don't you just cook it inside and save yourself the trouble? Yeah, you can cut them off. I mean, you can do it, cut them off, but ask them for some Aldera. I mean, it sounds terrible, topical chemotherapy. I mean, that's what it is. They don't sell it as that, but I've used it for 15, 20 years. It really works well. But you do look like a burn patient for about a month. Yeah, there you go, Massimo. That's exactly why they supplement. You're right. It's true. Milk's gotten a bad rap over the years. Same reason they supplement orange juice. I mean, you want to drink something that's no good for you, drink some orange juice with no pulp. The fiber is the main benefit. You can get vitamin C through way better sources. Broccoli is an example. It's high in sugar. I mean, I drink it, but I'll tell you who's got good orange juice. Aldi's. I noticed that Walmart hasn't had any orange juice with pulp in it for about 3 months. They must be getting a sweetheart deal and the pulp's being sold for the food industry. So they're giving them a good deal on the pulp-free OJ. But that's one of the main benefits of drinking orange juice is pulp, fiber. Yeah. And they're perpetually pregnant, which there's an argument against that. Human beings, the only adult mammal that continue to drink milk. That definitely poses some questions. There you go, Lisa. They have good orange juice. And also their scallops are excellent. And they've got a lot of never frozen fish, which matters. Yeah, I'll tell you though, United, I've read a lot on that, and it seems like half bullshit to me. Oh, really? I never read that, Harold. Huh. Oh, that's good, Fuse. Oh, thank you, man. I mean, I don't really consider I'm doing anything good out there. I mean, I think about this a lot. I mean, I got a lot of enemies out there too. That's just been my life. And I don't really consider I'm doing anything good. I mean, I was thinking about this today. Actually, I was out there walking around watching birds. I just go down there. I'm curious on how somebody could get in that position, and I interview them. If I can help them, I would. But my goal was never to go down there saving the world. It was to get a perspective that I wouldn't have had otherwise. If people want to send gifts and cash and letters, I'm glad to deliver it. But my motive isn't to like straighten this mess out. I'm not capable of it. I mean, you go absolutely crazy down there like a person like Maddie as an example. I like Gerald too, and Kelly, and it's just the same old, and it burns you out. So I changed my attitude going down there. I still like it just as much. It's 1,000 times easier for me to just interview people and give them nothing other than money for the interview than it is to give these things out. But if people want to send it, I'm fine with it. You know, I'm just saying that it's a lot easier for me to not do it. You know, I don't like dragging stuff around. You know what I mean? And I got a ton of stuff that I gotta hand out still. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, if I wouldn't have anybody subscribing if it was just the stuff that I normally do. I mean, 95% of I'd say 98% of my content doesn't attract any attention. I get shitty emails in the morning. They unsubscribe because I'm uploading too many nature videos. They're not gonna watch my videos anymore if I don't get more interviews. It's nuts. Yeah, I've tried their wine. Their wine sucks. I just bought my buddy 4 bottles of wine today down in Bay City. $80 for 4 good bottles of wine. That all these wines terrible. So's their beer. You know, in other states they sell liquor. No, that's true, Fuse. Yeah. You know, it's kind of cool to get to know them, and you know, I would consider I'm friends with them. I talked to Ebony today for about 10 minutes. Oh, the snowstorm videos, I got quite a few of those up. I have them uploaded, Massimo. If you type in snowstorm, you'll find some. Actually, we got killed last year, April 15th. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Penny. It's an interesting place, but I don't know that I'd recommend anybody move there. Yeah, Newfoundland would be cool. Yeah, this has been glitchy lately, Lisa. Stay out of there, Jackie. Yeah, no client, no customer contact, which I've done. Hey, Slim. All right, Massimo. Yeah, I think you'd like them. Oh, Corona beer. There you go. And Michigan's a fantastic state. Yeah, that's true, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'd agree with that. You know, all the cheese shops are closed too. I went down to that Northwoods. I don't know if you guys have ever been there in Pink County and got a new deep fryer today. And I did find some 150-day aged cheese. I bought a couple bricks of that. You know, I've met those people before crossing up, but I've never been in there. I've never been in that place. I mean, I think Michigan wine sucks, all of it. Every single bottle they make in Traverse City, it's just not a desirable grape. When you look at wine in general, and you look at California wines and Italian wines and French wines, and in the last 10 years, Argentinian wines. I mean, Traverse City, Michigan, I'm sorry, it's a beautiful area, that's great. You know, that's why they have to have a shtick attached to it all. It's got to be frozen cherry wine or ice wine or hot pepper wine because it can't hold value on its own. They're crappy grapes. It's just not a desirable grape. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's sparkling or something like that, but there's a shtick attached to it. You know, kind of like a marketing deal. There's not one Traverse City wine that I care for. I've tried them all. Yeah, stuff like that. Wine's pretty, it takes a while to, you know, if you learn about wine and the different kinds and blah, 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 There's something to it. And my rule of thumb is don't ever pay less than $10 for a bottle of wine and try and stay around 25. And it basically boils down to, it's like anything that's aged, the tannins and their ability to break down and the sugar and the yeast ratio. Wines continue to age in a bottle. Liquor does not. I wish I liked Traverse City wine, but there's a reason why it's so cheap, and that's because it sucks. Yeah, that's her father that owns that penny. Yeah. It's like some of the worst wine I've ever had. Chicorella or something, their name is Chicon or Chicona or something like that. Oh, thank you, Mark. I shouldn't say it sucks. I should just say that on a world-class level, Traverse City wine is not desirable. Yeah, Spanish wine as well. That's exactly right. Yeah. It's the same with aged, dry aged. I don't know if you guys have ever had dry aged prime steak. It's unbelievable. You can't even buy the prime steak that's available in the upper end steak houses at your butcher shop. It's all gone from day one. Yeah, there you go, Mari. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bud Light, there you go. I mean, it's interesting too. There's a book that I have, and if anybody's interested, I can give you the exact name. It's called Craft Meats. And basically, they talk about the grades of meats and the way they make sausages across the world. It's very interesting. That's why when you go to Save-A-Lot and you get a T-bone and you need a chainsaw to cut it, you're trying to figure out, why is this so tough? Because it's the end of the T-bone. It's not even select. It's the lowest grade meat you can find. You want to at least get choice. And prime is the best if you can. It's like night and day. And when you get a steak done at like a Ruth Chris or a McCormick and Schmidt's or a Gibson's in Chicago, those broilers are 1600 degrees on both sides. That's why when you're in a hotel and you're opening up the magazine, you see this kick-ass steak and it's medium rare in the middle, but the sides are charred. And you're wondering, well, I'll cook one of those when I get home. No, you won't, because you're not going to get flame that hot, and your broiler's not going to get that hot. Those are commercial broilers designed for gourmet steaks. Big difference. It's just like cheese browners on for French onion soup. A good cheese browner for French onion soup's about $8,000. You would think cheese would be easy to brown. Not really. There you go, BJ. But if you treat yourself to a nice, good steak, aged, dry aged, prime steak, it's so good. It's like king salmon in Alaska. So ridiculously good. Yeah, Ponderosa. That for a long time, Ponderosa didn't even have USDA approved meat. It was all imported from Mexico. I'll tell you, and also if you ever get a chance to experience Kobe steak, the Japanese steak, it's like $130 a pound, but it's so ridiculously good. Kobe, Kobe. Yeah, Ponderosa. They're still hanging in there, but barely. Yeah, what is that steak from Australia? I know what you mean. You know, the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't sell horse meat commercially for human consumption. Yeah, they're still in business. They come and go. This one up the street from me has in and out of business all year long. Peckish, I don't know what the name of it is, to tell you the truth. I'll tell you what's good to eat sometime. They're actually crappy cuts of meat, but they're experts at seasoning and charbroiling, and that those Brazilian steakhouses. Excellent. Have you guys ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse? That Texas de Brazil, I think, is one of the better ones. They have one in downtown Detroit. Excellent. Yeah, Whitefish Bay is beautiful. It's not really a bay, it's a point, but it's a beautiful area. Oh, you like the falls? Isn't that something? Fresh water? You just think it would like erode them away over years. No, I don't even think I'm going to get a stimulus check. You're exactly right, Massimo. That's exactly right. It's lobbying. The United States is very inconsistent how they treat consumption of meat. At least Asia is consistent with it. They eat everything. Oh, okay, Stephanie. Yeah, I read a couple articles in the paper, on the internet. Yeah, elk, I don't really care for that gamey taste like deer. I mean, maybe some beef jerky or something like that. But as far as a deer steak, it sucks. Part of the two main reasons to make meat taste good is, and they can, what make it go south is one, stress. So when deer are getting shot, it's the worst time of the year. They're stressed out. They're being hunted. And two, how they're getting finished off. You know, they're eating twigs and stuff. They're not being grass fed. And it's that very tough, gamey taste, and I just don't care for it. Good, Secular. How you doing? Yeah, lots of jerky up north. Most of those, that's all imported. There used to be a guy, Bruce, that would come on the chats. He got a job, so he can't get on the internet like he used to, and he owned a big jerky company. Actually, a fillet, I would say, Lynn. Ribeye is the best affordable steak. Delmonico, excellent, good, yeah. Good cut, how you doing? Yeah, ribeye, the NP. It's because it's got a lot of fat in it. That's why it tastes so good. The fifth ribeye, near the fifth rib, the ribeye steak, that's how the USDA grades meat. They refer to it as a cherry marbling color. That's how that entire carcass is graded. Yeah, marinate it for 2 months. And then pound it with a hammer and use a bunch of meat tenderizer. Yeah, I used to eat New York strips all the time, but they seem to be like not as good. Yeah, he's such a douchebag, Ozzy Osbourne. You know, he's been using a teleprompter for 35 years. I think his brain's pretty much fried. And doesn't he have Alzheimer's now or Parkinson's or something? It's amazing he's even still alive. He must have good genes. Yeah, ribeye's good. His wife doesn't seem like she's playing with a full deck. That shows you how stupid he is. If he did something like that now, they'd boycott his concerts. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I'll probably just go to my own restaurants down around Detroit, Johnny Noodle, Mia Pueblo. I haven't been to San Francisco in about 20 years. Last time I was out there, I dropped a filter off my camera at Point Reyes National Park. I climbed down there and got it though. I think that area is like overpriced and all that traffic. And I think, what in the hell am I doing out here? It is a great song, I agree. Oh, okay, Stephanie. Yeah, Johnny Noodle, it's on West Jefferson down near the bridge. I think you're right, Crossup. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, BJ. You're right. Anybody that doesn't understand the coronavirus coming from China, all you need to do is go to an outdoor market wherever there's Chinese in a big city, San Francisco, Chicago. You just see meat hanging from the ceiling and flies landing on it. It's disgusting. Yeah, they are mariachi players. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, I mean, I might, but I mean, I've been all over California. I used to take huge road trips. I might go out there, but I probably won't. I mean, there's too many other places I'd like to go where nobody's around. Yeah, Swedish fish. Don't try them; they'll rot your teeth out. No, it's super gross, particularly in Chicago. What a dump. There was only two places out of 100 that you'd even want to take a chance at eating at. The health inspectors must just drive around that place. Hardly at all. No, the whole damn place was locked down. It's a good thing I got gas in Gaylord. No, they were all closed. All the hotels were closed. You can get a few down on the southern side, St. Ignace, and maybe as you head west on two up to Escanaba. Once you get in the middle of the state, like that Seney Wildlife Refuge, or up around Grand Marais, Deer Park, forget it. I was thinking of that while I was up there. Where do these people go get groceries? They must drive like 125 miles one way to a Walmart. Oh yeah, maybe I could do that sometime. Yeah. I've been to Reno. Now, I've always skipped I've been to every aviation thing, but I never got around to going to the Reno air races. Just never did it for some reason. Just never worked out. I'd like to go to them. I think it'd be cool. I don't think they're going to be around that much longer, to tell you the truth. Now, I think Sun and Fun and Oshkosh are both going to be canceled. Yeah, I know, Lisa. Yeah. All right, Basile. Good talking to you. Take care. I'd never heard of them. For some reason, and I don't know that this is documented, but if you ask people, they'll agree with me, and that is that heroin addicts seem to crave sweets. I don't know what that does to a person, but they love Swedish fish. Yeah, sure. You can talk to me about something. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to a bunch of times, probably 30 times. I've been to the EAA. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a real candy eater, to tell you the truth. It's just junk candy, really. Just sugar molded into like a gel. You rot your teeth out eating those. Oh, really? Yeah. Out there, I would think there'd be all sorts of places you could get it. Mari, so is there any talk about they're just waiting what the governor says with regard to that marina? Oh, is it? Yeah, it's like that everywhere, Cotton. Yeah. No, I just head out the door. When I went up to the UP a couple days ago, I decided I got on the expressway and I thought, am I going to go north or south? I just head out, not really sure. Oh, okay, Mari. okay. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I like it up where you live, Murray, but I don't think I could live there all the time. Be like, Traverse City's too busy in the summer. I was just like, oh God, do I have to go to the store? You know, a lot of those like dermatologists and stuff there, even if you have Medicare, they'll tell you to pay your own bill, pay them in cash, and then go deal with the claim on your own. There's all sorts of doctors over there that don't fool with Medicare. They make you process your own claim. If you did that, you'd be out of business the next week over here. Traverse City is like a whole another place. It's really windy out. I mean, I'll check around for you, Cotton Candy. Oh, okay, that'd be interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll mention it to people. I mean, we don't know you, Cotton, and that's the problem. If I knew you from Detroit and going down there and blah blah blah, be one thing. But just coming on a chat, no one's familiar with you. We don't know you from Adam, so I wouldn't count on it being very successful. Good girl, hon. Good girl, honey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Who is that? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. You're on the ball. Good girl, honey. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, it's windy out. It blew down my broom that I have in the back porch. And I know it. You'll laugh, but Daisy can get super aggressive. I don't know if you saw Daisy walking around that swamp today. Whatever she was eating, when she got in the car, she threw up all over the seat. Yeah, it's supposed to rain a little later as well. I haven't heard from May, no. Oh yeah, she's an excellent watchdog. Yeah, she's a great dog. Good. Yeah, she can bite hard, big time. Yeah, that's how Daisy gets sometimes. I got some pretty good pictures of her. She found a dead fish. Luckily, it was mostly dried out. As I said today, Daisy's such a good dog that I let her do whatever she wants. She finds a dead fish and she wants to roll on and have at it. Like today, she wanted to get in the swamp. I just gave her a shower a couple days ago. I let her go ahead and go in there. She has fun doing it. Isn't that funny how dogs do that? Daisy's the same way. No, actually, I thought she'd smell really bad, but she didn't. I got this dry shampoo. I didn't feel like doing it tonight. I figured I'd do it tomorrow, but for some reason, that fish was so dried out, it didn't smell. So I got lucky. Yeah, if you're giving her worm medication, you don't need to worry about it, Mari. Yeah, I got to give Daisy a haircut pretty soon. Looks like it's raining. Yeah, get some. Yeah, that'll keep that from happening. Oh yeah, I look for ticks on Daisy. I don't get them too much. Yeah, that sucks, Stephanie. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get some rain tonight, a little bit. Been nice in the daytime though, except windy. Yeah, it's supposed to rain any minute actually, 95% chance, but only for about an hour. Can't wait to get down to Detroit where I can talk to some people. Oh, did you, Mary? Yeah, oh yeah, that made her day, Daisy. Yeah, tomorrow tomorrow the high is only going to be 33. It's going to get down to 21. So tomorrow's going to be a crappy, cloudy day. And maybe I'll stay inside and do some things. Yep, raining out there. Yep, sure, you're right. Yep, it's supposed to rain for like an hour. Oh, that's all right, Stephanie. It's no problem. This wind slows these birds down. If they're coming from the south, it's a good tailwind. They'll take advantage of it as well. I've been sleeping really great for some reason. Yeah, it is raining, yeah. Yeah, all fresh water. Yeah, I had to put 3 dogs to sleep in 6 months. Too many greyhounds plus my sisters. Yeah, Daisy's a great dog. I mean, I spend every minute of every day with Daisy. I mean, you think all the trips, Daisy's been everywhere, Florida, out west, all over the UP, Detroit. Yeah, that's about it, Maria. Yeah, it's raining pretty good now, actually. See, that wind's coming out of the southwest, which is why it's hitting the window. Oh, that's good temperature. Yeah, I know how that goes, Lisa. What'd you think of that, Mari? I got some books on that someplace. Oh, I don't mind. No, I never did it, Jackie. No. Yeah, I think it's pretty valid test. I mean, I didn't for 20 years. But as I matured, I figured out this is the way to go. You know, it's not 100% accurate, but it's a pretty good indicator. It pegs potential problem employees up. Yeah, it's really interesting. What it does is it, you know, they tell you to be honest, but is it set up at the beginning, you're tempted to lie because you think, I'm never going to get this job if I tell the truth. And before you know it, you're halfway in and you're in too deep to change things. Oh, that's weird, Jen. Yeah, it's not worth it anyway, Steph. Get a beta fish and put it in a bowl. I'm going to do that July, August, June, maybe. I'm going to take them up to Mile. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a more polished version of the MMPI. They call it something else. That's the old name. It's just like you want to see inconsistencies. Look at the early origins of the DSM. Yeah, it's the best thing to do, though, Jen. Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here and knock out some reading. I don't really like any place to eat in Mile. I don't think nothing that's really great over there. You talking about when I take the girls up there? I'll probably take them to that new Farmer's Creamery, that new Amish restaurant at Bakery Center. You can get sandwiches there, and it's kind of nice. And it's totally Amish, which is kind of the whole idea, you know. Okay, Jackie, good night. Ugh. So you guys have a good night tonight. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. It's going to be a cold day in Michigan. About 33 is the high. It's going to get cold tonight as well. Cold, rainy night. It's tough on the old migrating birds. All right, Mara, you too. Good night, Chrissy. Good night, Jen. Put some bird seed out for the birds. They need something to eat. Okay, Cross Up. Take care. Yeah, that's a good idea, Lisa. Yeah, thank you, United. Appreciate it. Great having you on. You too, Gola. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, they need it, and this really goes through their. Birds have a high metabolism. When they're on the move and they're moving northward, it's even worse on them. So you get a cold, rainy night. They're going to need something to eat tomorrow, and it's not slim pickings this time of year unless people feed them. Good night, Lisa.